All right, so moving on to the final segment here, we're going to pivot over here to the world of wrestling inside the WWE world. So in two different parts, I'll be breaking down my SummerSlam Night 1 and SummerSlam Night 2 predictions. So we'll start off with SummerSlam Night 1. The Night 1 card here, you will have Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez defend the women's tag team titles against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Now, the tag team of Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez has actually been gold in the women's tag team division. And it's kind of strange that with the Liv Morgan injury, I feel like Raquel Rodriguez has actually blossomed since the Liv Morgan injury, shoulder injury. And we're seeing one of the reasons why she was heavily pushed on NXT during the Black and Gold era. And we're seeing that strong in-ring abilities from Raquel Rodriguez. She's not in the shadows of Liv Morgan anymore, and Roxanne Perez has actually been a really sweet addition to the Judgment Day, stepping up to help Raquel Rodriguez defend the women's tag team titles. Meanwhile, on this blue brand of Friday Night SmackDown, I like the fact that Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, they have struck gold together as a tag team. You're seeing Charlotte Flair being loved actually by the WWE Universe again. She is having patience out there. She's having fun. Alexa Bliss is eating this up as well. This is going to be a good tag team match. And I think Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss will win the women's tag team titles at SummerSlam. I think they'll have a pretty fun, unique run with the women's tag team titles before they eventually turn on each other. But let's give the titles to a fresh tag team of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Plus, I think this will be something of bad turn of events for the Judgment Day, starting to lose tag team titles at SummerSlam this upcoming weekend. But next match, another tag team match, you'll have the tag team of Randy Orton and Jelly Roll teaming up to take on Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul in a tag team match. Now, my thing is, I'm kind of getting upset that a musician like Jelly Roll or any celebrity, Travis Scott and several others that are part of the WWE storylines in the calendar year of 2025 or in the past, because someone like a musician like Jelly Roll doesn't really have any business being at SummerSlam. And I hate to be the bad guy to say it, but he's taking up a spot to these full-time participants that bust their ass 365 days a week, that can't even be on one of the biggest cards of SummerSlam, because Jelly Roll is truly taking up a spot. I'm talking about wrestlers like Carmelo Hayes, Penta, LA Knight, Stephanie Vaquer, Damian Priest, Aleister Black, Bailey, several others that are not on this card, night 1 or 2, but you give a musician like Jelly Roll a spot to team up with the Viper Randy Orton? Hey, I will say Jelly Roll does look in shape. I will give him his credit. He does look in shape. He looks like he has been training. So I'll see how this plays out. Meanwhile, we don't even know if Drew McIntyre is going to make the card or not, because truthfully, he went to a wedding this weekend in the UK, and he's having some travel issues. Currently, he's stuck in the UK. So if the WWE cannot get Drew out of the UK and bring him to MetLife Stadium for night 1 of SummerSlam, Drew McIntyre is going to miss the SummerSlam card, and we're going to have to take a plan B route for how these 4 respective wrestlers are going to, or the other 3 respective talent are going to be a part of the SummerSlam match. But when the tag team match does happen, because I think Drew will find a way to get back over to the States, I think Randy Orton and Jelly Roll are going to pick up a tag team victory over the team of Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Next match on the card, you'll have Tiffany Stratton. She will be defending her Women's World title against Jade Cargill. Now, I am happy that Jade Cargill did win the Queen of the Ring tournament, defeating Asuka. Was the match good, in my opinion? No. But after she defeated the Miss Money in the Bank at the time, Naomi, at Evolution, the story and the plot kind of, the spark between this match between Tiffany and Jade just fell out the window, because everybody thought Naomi was going to cash in on the winner of this match or in between the match of Tiffany and Jade. But WWE pulled a trick out of the rabbit's hat and had Naomi actually cash in on Io Sky and Rhea Ripley at Evolution to win the Women's World title and move over to the red brand of Monday Night Raw. So now that a cash-in is not going to possibly happen or happen at all, the spark has completely lost interest. The match has completely lost interest. And Tiffany Stratton don't get me wrong, she is a good wrestler, but during this Women's World title reign, there is something that has been missing. She does have the wins on her resume, defeating Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, holding the title for 200 plus days. The reign just feels average to me. And Tiffany time, I think Tiffany time needs to be up. I would give the title to Jade Cargill, see how she does with the world title, give her a fresh run as a champion on the SmackDown's division and the SmackDown's women's division. I think this could be a fun match if the time is given correctly to these women. They're powerhouses. They're recognized as the future of the women's division. But we'll see how good of a match they can have on a big-time stage. But I think Jade Cargill should win the women's world title and defeat Tiffany Stratton here at SummerSlam. Next match on the card, you'll have Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Now, this match did make the big PLE SummerSlam. The series is tied 1-1. This rivalry has been taking place on Monday Night Raw. Sami Zayn winning the first match at Night of Champions. Then Karrion Kross defeating Sami Zayn on last week's episode of Monday Night Raw. So the series tied 1-1. But I do believe that this is bigger than just a trilogy storyline for Karrion Kross, because Karrion Kross, this could be a sink or swim moment. His contract with WWE, him and his wife Scarlett, their WWE contract is set to expire very soon. And the WWE has not reached out to Karrion Kross or Scarlett about getting a new deal with the company. So this could be a big test for Karrion Kross, how he performs in this ring, to see if he is worth re-signing with the WWE. But I think Sami Zayn will try to bring the best out of Karrion Kross, but I do believe that Sami Zayn will pick up the victory against Karrion Kross. With Karrion Kross's future uncertain right now, it makes the most sense for Sami Zayn to get the win here at SummerSlam. Next match, you'll have a tag team match of Roman Reigns and Jey Uso taking on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Now, long-term storytelling is going to be a factor in this story of what's going to happen with Roman Reigns and the faction of Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed, and his former wise man of Paul Heyman. Now, Roman Reigns is teaming up with his right-hand man, his cousin Jey Uso, to take on Seth Rollins' minions of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. The beginning of I think this could be the beginning of Roman Reigns trying to get back on Seth Rollins' faction, because we've seen the incredible promo between Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. They told a story with Braun Breaker having enough and basically standing up for Paul Heyman, Bronson Reed, and Seth Rollins. That gives me the vibes that we could be on a collision course after this tag team match for WrestleMania 42 to see a match between Roman Reigns or Braun Breaker, or Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 42. I think this is going to be a fun tag team match. I do believe Roman Reigns and Jey Uso do win the tag team match, but if they don't, it's going to be because a new member is going to be added to Seth Rollins' faction. And I think a name of Austin Theory makes a lot of sense to join Seth Rollins' new faction while he's away with his knee injury. Austin Theory just randomly broke up with Grayson Waller in their tag team, being written off television for an injury. I think this would be a perfect way to establish Austin Theory, who is lost in the shuffle right now, doesn't really have any true direction in booking, to put him with a red-hot faction of Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman. I think that makes a lot of sense. He can help the tag team of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed win the tag team match, and going forward, that gives Roman Reigns another man that he has to get past, and possibly in order to get his hands on Seth Rollins again. So, booking-wise, I think that makes sense to have Austin Theory join the faction. Names that could still join could be Drew McIntyre. I don't think that makes sense right now. You can still have Drew McIntyre in the mix, but I think if anybody's going to join very soon, it's going to be a name like Austin Theory. So be on the lookout for that, but I am going with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso to win the match. And what looks like will be the main event of night one, it'll be Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, we're finally getting this match between CM Punk and Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. This has been mouth-watering to me to see this match since CM Punk has returned back to the company, and we're finally getting it. Now, the build-up for the match was short on a 2 to 3 weeks notice, but it's short, sweet, and simple for the big money match. The Ring General, Gunther versus the best in the world, CM Punk, for the World Heavyweight Championship. It doesn't get any bigger than that. I think this should be a fun match. I think we're going to see a lot of physicality in this match, a lot of great wrestling, a lot of near falls. But I think CM Punk should win the World Heavyweight Championship and defeat Gunther here to have his moment. But I don't think Gunther's going to walk out with the World Heavyweight Championship. It's going to either be CM Punk walking out of night one with the World Heavyweight Championship, or we get swerved. With the Seth Rollins so-called injury, I know he could be legitimately injured, but don't you guys think it makes sense when superstars are legitimately injured, the WWE comes out with an update on the injury? We have yet to hear anything, MRI or anything about Seth Rollins. We just keep seeing that he's on crutches. So there is a possibility that Seth Rollins could cash in that Money in the Bank contract to screw over CM Punk, cash in to make it a triple threat match, and become the new World Heavyweight Champion, swerve all of us, and walk out of night one with the World Heavyweight Championship intact. I think it's a possibility because we have yet to see a real update about this knee injury since Saturday night's main event. But if it is a legit injury, I think CM Punk is going to win the World Heavyweight Championship and start his own world title run on the red brand of Monday Night Raw. But that is my SummerSlam Night 1 predictions.